Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another match preview and general Chelsea transfer chat and news. Guys, we've got the Carabao Cup quarter-final tomorrow night against Newcastle at Stamford Bridge. We're going to be diving into that, but there is lots and lots of Chelsea news, mainly transfer-related. The future of Conor Gallagher. Chelsea prepared to listen to offers in excess of £40 million for the midfielder in January. Noni Madueke will not be leaving on loan in January either, confirmed by David Ornstein this afternoon. That will not be happening. Lewis Hall is available to play against Chelsea tomorrow, despite being on loan. That's Chelsea have given him permission to play. We've got obviously Christopher Nkunku, Pochettino saying that he will play maybe 20 minutes tomorrow. And loads and loads of other stuff to dive into, guys. It's going to be exciting. Chelsea potentially looking for a midfielder in January, also looking for a centre-back. Loads and loads to get into. But big up yourselves, guys. Make sure you smash the likes on the stream. Subscribe to the channel if you are new round here, as always. Let's get these likes up sharpish, people. We need to hit 50 likes minimum today as a starting point. So yeah, let's dive into it, people. Let's say hello to a few people in the chat, and then I will dive into the first talking point. No, Lavia still not quite ready yet, so he won't be playing tomorrow. I hope Nkunku gets some minutes tomorrow. We need to start building his match fitness. Yeah, Nkunku should get some minutes tomorrow. We're going to dive into that. Still not sure on the Reece James surgery yet. Hope Gallagher flips the owners off and just leaves on a free. Yeah, we're going to discuss Gallagher in a sec. Well, that's certainly an option for him. That's what I'd do. It's an incredible lack of respect. Yeah, I totally agree. Amy, hope you're doing well. We're losing some. I'm not sure we are. I'm confident-ish. I have a feeling Nkunku not ready, fit. Otherwise, no excuse not. Yeah, no, he'll play some minutes tomorrow. Poch said he can maybe play 20 minutes. I expect that to happen. So let's hope that is the case on that front. Starting 11, I'm going to dive into that a little bit later on in the show, but it won't be too dissimilar to the lineup we saw against Sheffield United, because not that many players are back available again. Obviously, Noni Madueke is now back in full training. He's off the injury list. Every time we're confident. Well, no, to be fair, I did predict us to win on the weekend. I wasn't massively confident, but I did predict us to win, and we did win. So, yeah. Agreed, Champions League draw was dead today. JT doing the draw. But, yeah, it was... It wasn't great. Yeah, no, it's not going to be easy. That's absolutely for sure. I mean, you can't rule out the possibility of a penalty shootout either. There's no extra time in the Carabao Cup, so it does just go straight to penalty kicks. So that's going to be interesting to see how to see what happens on that one there. If it goes to the penalty kicks, yeah, I don't know who our 5 penalty takers would be, but I'm sure that's something they're practicing. I'm sure that's something that the boys have got sorted. What else we've got going on here? On the other side, I don't want to see him play tomorrow against the most dirty team in Premier League. No, I don't think they're the most dirty team in the Premier League. I think that's a little bit harsh. But yeah, look, there's always a risk. There's no right match to put him back into. You just give him minutes, you build him up, and yeah, you just see what happens, people. You just wait and see what happens on that front. Palmer masterclass. Let's hope so. I mean, that would go down nicely. How can you be confident when we lost 4-1 to them? Well, because A, it's probably not really going to be much of the same team. Secondly, their away form is poor. They rotate quite a lot in the cup as well. So, yeah, look, I have reason to be reasonably confident. I'm not saying we're definitely going to win. It's going to be a walk in the park. But, you know, this is not the same as going to St. James's Park. Not the same as going to St. James's Park. Broya's being wasted. Yes, he missed the sitter. I don't know if Broya's being wasted. Look, he's not had a consistent run of games. I think that's a fair thing to say. That absolutely hasn't happened. But, yeah, look... I personally don't feel he's got what it takes to make a success of himself at Chelsea. I'll be honest. Like, Jackson is going to be a development striker. He's just been signed this summer. Nkunku can also play in that position, and we are going to sign an elite forward. So I don't really know where that leaves Broja. I don't really know where that leaves him. Yeah, we are still 10th. Would like to see Jackson playing wide. I mean, he looked all right when he played out wide for a few minutes against Sheffield United. It didn't look so bad at all. Maybe that's another option that we potentially have. There were some reports linking Trevor Chalobah with a move to Roma. Thiago Pinto, one of the Roma directors, has apparently been in London. There's not really been any more concrete news on that from more reliable outlets. But yeah, it's certainly one to watch. Chalobah will obviously be on the move. So yeah, let's kind of wait and see on that front. Thought on Petrovic? Look, I don't really know much about him. He didn't really have anything to do against Sheffield United. So yeah, look, he looks kind of a calming presence and whatnot. But yeah, I don't really. It's hard to tell really because we haven't seen enough of him. Yeah, bro, it's all good, mate. It's not wasted. It's all good. It's all good. I've got Palmer on the back of this one. I think he will get opportunities at some point. I just don't really know when those opportunities are going to come. That's the problem. Score prediction tomorrow. I think we probably just nick it 2-1, but I'll dive into that in a bit more detail later on. People keep smashing the likes, but let's dive into the main point of conversation, the future of Conor Gallagher. Now, we had an exclusive from the Daily Mail last week that some people inside Chelsea were trying to push for the sale of Gallagher for financial reasons because it's pure profit on the books. Then had an Athletic article today saying that Chelsea are prepared to listen to offers for Conor Gallagher in January in excess of £40 million, apparently. And yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. It is going to be an interesting one. Let me just quickly bring this up on the screen now because I don't really know. It's an interesting one, this. I mean, I don't feel particularly happy about this potential situation that we might be finding ourselves in here because it's one of two things. It's not because Conor Gallagher's an amazing player. It's not because of that. Let me just bring this up right now. And I never thought I'd be in a position where I would be defending, like sticking up for Conor Gallagher and saying that he should stay at Chelsea. I was one of those in the summer that was not too fussed about him potentially leaving. If he left, no problem. If he stayed, he could be a squad player, no problem. But he's an exceptional season. Mauricio Pochettino is a massive fan of his. He's played every game this season, bar the suspension against United. He's the captain. He's been a captain. He's come through the academy. He knows the club inside out. Pochettino's made it perfectly clear that he wants to keep him. Gallagher's come out and said as much in the Evening Standard last month that he wants to stay. And now we are still getting these reports that Chelsea are prepared to listen to offers for him and would be happy to sell him. Now, two things. My first thing here right now is about recruitment and about what this potentially might do to the relationship between Pochettino, the sporting directors, Pochettino and the board. And look, recruitment as a football club is a cohesive relationship. It's not the manager getting all the say, and it's not the board getting all the say. It's a cohesive relationship. It's not the manager, not all say for the manager, and it's not all say for the board. If a manager sees a player as a key part of how he wants to play, which is what Pochettino sees of Conor Gallagher, then the board shouldn't be considering selling him. They shouldn't think about selling him. If the manager's saying he doesn't want to sell Gallagher and he sees him as an important player, it's part of a cohesive relationship and open communication between Pochettino and the sporting directors and the owners. And if the recruitment's not cohesive and everyone's not pulling in the same direction, then that is a huge problem. It's a massive problem, and something that cannot be ignored. The next thing I want to say about that is that this is not I think it's disgraceful that the club would even consider offers for Gallagher in January. And this is not about whether you rate Gallagher as a player or not. Can Chelsea sign are there better footballers than Conor Gallagher? Yes, absolutely. Can Chelsea sign better footballers than Conor Gallagher? Absolutely. It's just the implications of selling Gallagher are not good. What message does it send to the academy lads who get their head down, they work hard, and then they get into the first team, they play regularly, they're a captain? What message does it send to the rest of the squad? How many players are we going to end up having left that actually care about the football club? Things like this, sporting directors, as I said, sporting directors are meant to supplement, a manager's wants and needs, not meant to sell their most used player and, captain at times this season. And look, the recruitment, I think, is clear now. We've made a lot of mistakes. Some purchases are not good and not what we thought they would be. But you can't keep getting away and covering up your sporting director's incompetence in the transfer market by just selling academy graduates for pure profit. It sets a precedent that is realistically already here. Cobham should really be one of the main sources for our team, provided they're good enough. But, can you imagine right now, if you're looking at the academy, imagine telling some of the top talents in the academy that, you can make it through to the first team for a great academy. We all know that. Gallagher's had successful loans, Charlton, West Brom, Crystal Palace, etc. You become a regular in the first team, become a captain, probably be Chelsea's best player, certainly for the first half of the season. You're publicly praised by your manager. He says that you want to stay. You say that you want to stay. And then you get sold just to be able to afford more talent from elsewhere. It's not about rating Gallagher. It's the precedent it sets for Cobham. And it's directly going against a manager's wants in a so-called long-term project. Now, maybe are they looking at this and they're thinking, well, the project's long-term, but the man leading the project can be interchangeable. Is that sort of the route that they're potentially going down? But this could certainly drive a wedge between fans and club, because at the end of the day, the manager needs to be backed. If the manager says that he wants to keep Conor Gallagher and he's one of our most important players this season so far, then he stays. Even if you want to sell him, and I'm not saying that Gallagher is going to be a mainstay at Chelsea for the next 3 or 4 years, but even if you want to sell him, and I'm sure we will sell him at some point, you want to offer him a new contract because it protects his value. This is 18 months left now on his deal. If he doesn't leave in January, it goes to a year left on the contract, and then you're not going to get anywhere near as much money as you perhaps wanted to get in the first place. It's a really odd one. Look, Gallagher's got two ways of doing this. You either run your contract down, you leave on a free at the end of next season, which is an option. You can't make someone leave the club, but we can't cover up for incompetencies in the market by just selling academy players every time. Look, if Gallagher were to be sold, I'm not maybe saying January, but they don't offer him a new deal if he were to go in the summer, you really have to worry about some of the other academy players. You really think if we get into a bit of a hole and things don't improve that much, they're thinking, well, is Levi Colwell safe? Is Reece James safe? These might sound like things that are ridiculous to say, but if we carry on going down this road, then you have to think, well, is any academy graduate safe? It doesn't matter if your name's Reece James, doesn't matter if your name's Conor Gallagher, doesn't matter if your name's Levi Colwell. It's not about that. It's not about being able to get someone better. I've just said before, you might have missed it. There are better players than Conor Gallagher. It's about the precedent that it sets to the academy, and it's about publicly going against a manager that you hired to lead this project. Recruitment's going to be cohesive between sporting directors, manager, and owners. And if you've got sporting directors and owners outright overruling the manager and going against what he wants, then you've got a massive problem. This isn't about selling Gallagher and not being because he's amazing. This is about going against the manager's wish. This is about the message that it sends to the academy. This is about more than just, oh, is it? Could we get someone better? Of course, there's much better players than Conor Gallagher out there. This isn't about not being able to get a player as good. It's a much deeper situation than that. For me, it just doesn't make sense for me. I just think it's disgraceful, really. It really does. It really does. But look, this is Chelsea. You know what these directors are like. But look, what you also need players that care about the football club. You know, you need those guys around the club. You need those guys around the club. And in tough times, in my opinion, it's vital that you keep players who give absolutely everything for the club and know what it means, you know, having come through the ranks. More importantly than any opinion is the fact that he's been one of our best players this season, and Pochettino rates him highly. So purely just based on that, you shouldn't be selling Conor Gallagher in January or even entertaining it. You know, the likes of West Ham, the likes of Crystal Palace, the likes of Spurs will be sniffing around. But there's two things here, right? Gallagher has said that he publicly doesn't want to leave. The manager's publicly said that he wants him to stay. But now we know, like, it's quite clear potentially that maybe the manager's opinion is potentially not that valid. Which would be madness, really. It would be complete and utter madness. It really would be. I don't really know what the situation is on this. I think it would be a massive mistake. Not because we can't get someone of better quality, but we can't keep covering up for bad transfers by just selling off the academy lads the entire time. I'm all for selling academy players. You know, the role of the academy is twofold: produce players good enough for the first team, and to make the club a profit. That's what it is. But you can't bail yourself out every time by just choosing to sell academy players. This is not how this works. Do you know what I mean? And as I said, you know, if Gallagher gets sold, it's basically against Pochettino's message, and it proves two things. The manager, whoever it is, means very little to the overall project going on here. And then the ownership's words on the academy, when they spoke a while back glowingly about the academy, were potentially just disingenuous and political in that sense. So, yeah, it's going to be it's a problem. It is a problem, guys. And I just wouldn't be surprised if the directors of the ownership and whatever try to do this. You know, it's meant to be a cohesive, open partnership, and it just simply isn't the case at the moment. What are you people saying in the chat? By the way, guys, keep running those likes up as well. We're on 25 likes right now. We need to get to another 25 minimum. 36 in the building. Please keep smashing that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here as well. But run the likes up, guys. It's free. It takes seconds. If you're in here now and you've not smashed that like button, we're going to lose tomorrow against Newcastle. You don't want that on your conscience, guys. So please do smash a like. Get these likes up to at least 50. Come on, guys. You're pretty good at this normally. So, yeah, run those likes up for me. Run them up. Run them up. Joelinton and Cher will not play. Yeah, they got injured at the weekend. I'd sell Gallagher to West Ham. I mean, that's never going to happen. Selling Gallagher is a mistake. It would be. But it's not about you know, I'll sell Gallagher and it means we can buy Tony or Osimhen. This is about raising funds, and this is about, you know, a situation that we're in where we've spent recklessly. We're sailing close to the wind. Some of these transfers have been a mistake, and they thinking, shit, how can we raise some money pretty quickly? Oh, let's sell someone from the academy. The pain I had was N'Golo Kante leaving. I think we need profit. Look, it's not about needing profit. It's about the precedent that it sets. It's the fact that he's been one of our best players this season. Yeah, it's one of them, isn't it? It's one of them. Don't trust the decisions he makes, to be bro, you are right. But on the other side, with the big investment in midfield, football's a squad game. You know, you need more than just a starting 11. You know, you can rotate, different players will play. It's not an issue. There's more than enough space in a squad for Gallagher, Enzo, Caicedo, and Lavia. 4 midfield players is probably an absolute bare minimum. It's free content. I'm not asking people for money or anything like that. The like button is the easiest way to support myself on the channel. It helps with the algorithm. It helps spread the content to more people. So, yeah, the likes could be run up immediately. That would be massively, massively appreciated. Gallagher not being treated correctly. Absolutely agree. Also, just have to have a good bench, not a kind. Yeah. You said if we didn't smash the like that, we'd lose against Sheffield. We did still win, but you should, K Cash, you should be pressing the like button, mate. You should be pressing the like button, because it really helps me out, and I appreciate you tuning in. Nah, you got to get the likes up, people. This is it can be hard work at times. Trying to grow the channel and all those things. So people that watch the community I've created so far is great, and I really appreciate it. But if you guys could just do me one favor and hitting that like button, that's all I ask. I wonder what Silver feels. Who knows? Casadei, Santos 2 coming. Yeah, look, again, I'll be honest, I don't see where Andre Santos or Cesare Casadei really kick a ball for Chelsea, if I'm being brutally honest here. Gusto starting. I hope so. The annoying thing about the press conferences is people just are asking shit questions. Asking shit questions in a presser. No, why is no one asking about Gusto? Why is no one asking about what's happened to Chukwuemeka? Now, K Cash, big up, my brother, big up. Always hit the like button before you start. Wicked, right? Yeah, but this Gallagher stuff, like, people, we're going to see what happens, but I think it would be a big, big mistake. A big mistake. I mean, look, if an offer of £50 million come in, it might get accepted, sure, but if I was Gallagher, I'd be thinking, I don't blame him for not wanting to sign an 8-year contract potentially, if that's what they're looking to offer. I don't blame him for not wanting to sign one of those. But at the same time, he should be offered a new contract. It's as simple as that. Simple as that, people. There's no reason to not offer him a new contract. It protects his value. You get more money for him. So, yeah, it's an odd one, but it doesn't sound good. It doesn't feel like it's boding well, this kind of recruitment policy. We're two windows into a 4-window plan, and the plan can't just be to sign a load of youngsters and then just sell off all the academy products to cover up for the fact that we've made a load of mistakes in the market. It's a weird one. Yes, big yourself up, Brian. Big yourself up, brother. Yeah, Chukwuemeka and Chilwell back in January. Second leg, I'm sure we will ball and hope for a striker and defender. Yeah, look, do you know what? It looks like an exciting tournament. And, I think it's a good thing. The Club World Cup in its current format, let's be real, is a bit dead. Yeah, it's much easier to win. But I think this is more exciting. My only issue with it is how close to the is how close it is to the season starting and how much rest there would be. I mean, would it effectively act as a pre-season? Would you have to have a pre-season before it starts and all that jazz? Like, it's yeah, I don't really know what the scenario is. No, I understand that a football club is a business, but what I'm saying, like, I get that, but it's not as simple as that. It's the message it sends. It's going against the manager. It's ignoring the fact that he's one of our best players, one that the manager has used in every game this season that he's been available for. And we can't just, as I've said many times, we can't just keep covering up for our failures in the transfer market by just selling off the academy players. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me. And this, to me, would be a big mistake, not because of how good he is, but because of the message that it sends. It would drive away. For me, it would create distaste between the fans and the ownership and the club. It's just not a very good situation all round at all. That's the reality, people. It's just not a very good situation right now. But look, it is what it is. Let's wait and see what happens. But I hope the club will see sense in this scenario. I hope they listen to the manager. They see how well Gallagher's played. I think ultimately it seems like the sporting directors and the ownership are just only seeing pound signs in their eyes, and they're not looking at anything else. But yeah, that's my views on Conor Gallagher, people. That is my views on them. So yeah, let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. We need a solid bench. Yeah, look, even if Gallagher ends up being a bench player at times, you need options. You need a good squad. The only reason Chelsea would be selling Conor Gallagher is purely financial, because we're sailing too close to the wind on profit and sustainability rules in the Premier League. We're allowing it because the terms of the original deal was very difficult to not allow him to play. It's nothing to do with trying to get his appearances up so the clause gets activated to permanently sign him. It's nothing to do with that. And to be honest, Newcastle aren't. I doubt Newcastle even use him tomorrow anyway. The clause to, I'll get into this Lewis Hall stuff in a bit more detail later, but basically the clause to activate the permanent transfer of Hall to Newcastle is basically make sure that Newcastle don't finish in the bottom half of the table, essentially, and then the deal will be activated. I don't really mind. Right-hand side is not a problem. He started centrally on Saturday. Poch switched him to the right at half-time, and it made a big difference. This manager hasn't got a clue anyway. He'll be gone by the end of the season. I'm not sure about that. A couple of weeks till the window opens. So if picked, he is not being heard. I think he'll go. They don't satisfy his wishes. Who knows? Yes, big up to Brian, who's become a member of the channel. Thank you very much, brother. Greatly appreciated. Guys, if like Brian, you want to become a member of the channel, hit the link in the description below. $1.99 per month. As I get more members, there will be member-only shows, etc. So yeah, guys, if you want to support the channel, hit the link in the description below. Become a member, $1.99 a month, and we'll start doing some member-only shows once the membership base grows. But Brian, thank you for becoming a member, brother. Greatly appreciate it. I don't know who. I think maybe Real Madrid, to be honest. Nah, big up. Appreciate that. There will be no match vlog tomorrow for the Newcastle game because I'm sitting in the posh seats. Yeah, I know. I've sold out, people. No, I'm sitting in the posh seats tomorrow, so there will be no vlog tomorrow for the quarterfinal of the Carabao Cup, but the vlog will be back for Wolves on Christmas Eve. No vlog tomorrow for the Carabao Cup quarterfinal because I'm sat in the posh seats in hospitality. Just a little mix-up for this one game. So, yeah, no vlog tomorrow, people. But there will be a match reaction drop-in after the game, guys, so don't worry about that. If Conor gets forced out, some players won't be happy. No, I agree. Brian, big up, brother. Big up for the New York Blues. Big up to everyone out in New York. Chelsea fans, appreciate the donation, mate. Very kind. Yeah, I'm sure the New York Chelsea faithful is massive. I haven't been to New York. I've been to New York one time. I'll have to come again at some point soon. Yeah, pay the Chelsea supporters group a little visit in New York. But yeah, some point soon I'll head out to New York, Brian. I'll head out. But big yourself up, brother. Greatly appreciated. Come on, Chelsea must win tomorrow. Play it like a final. Agreed. But let's move away from Conor Gallagher, guys, and just the future of Mr. Noni Madueke, who has returned to full first-team training today. Where is this here? Hold on. Let me just find it now. Madueke is not going to go out on. And there had been talks that Chelsea might have been prepared to let Madueke leave on loan in January, but that is now not the case. David Ornstein confirming in The Athletic today, Chelsea will not let Madueke leave on loan in January. I think the report was saying that basically only players that need first-team experience will be allowed to leave on loan, and that anyone who's an established member of the first-team squad will not be going out on loan. So Madueke looks set to stay in January, unless they decide to permanently sell him. I mean, that potentially can't be ruled out, but there'll certainly be absolutely zero profit made on him if they decide to sell him in January. But look, this guy deserves a chance. I think he's a talented boy. Injuries haven't helped his cause. And there were rumours that he could be looking to leave. He might not be happy with his amount of game time. In fairness, as I said, he's not really been able to keep himself fit. I wouldn't start him in this game because he's just not played. When did he last play? Has he played since he started against Brentford? Has Madueke even played? I'm not even too sure on that front. I actually have no idea. Legends Football Factory, West 33 Street. Well, if I ever come to New York, I will. I'll make sure I let you know, and I'll head out to that Legends Football Factory, West 33 Street. Yeah, Brian, thank you, brother. If possible, we should wait until the summer to sell Conor. Santos and Lavia can replace him. Owners would only waste. Yeah, of course. It's usual 4-2-3-1 for me. I could see Mudryk eventually getting benched for Noni if he doesn't up his game. No, I don't think so. I think Mudryk offers a lot to this Chelsea team. Obviously, inconsistency still, but I rate him. I think there's a lot of talent there. Football IQ needs improving. He's raw, not the most experienced. Like, these players have all got a future at Chelsea. I think, the amount of games we're playing, we've got more competitions next season, whether it's Europa League, Conference League, or whatever it might be. You're gonna need these guys in the squad. No doubt about it. Yeah, we did. Again, different circumstances. Yesterday, had a lot of players out. They still got a lot of players out, but Newcastle away from home are a totally different proposition to what they are at St James's Park. But yeah, in terms of Madueke, it's good that obviously they're not going to let him leave on a loan deal. I think he can get some opportunities in the second half of the season. That's what I'm hoping for. But again, I just can't rule him out being sold, which it just seems like a mad thing to say. But I think you'll find, this could be Madueke could be one of those players like the first one. He could be the first one, but certainly won't be the last. That is a victim of stockpiling all of the same age in multiple different positions. In the same position. They're not all going to develop at the same time, and it's going to cause issues and a bottleneck, and players not being happy about their lack of game time. So I absolutely, temporary exits will only be considered for emerging players, in need of senior experience that might not come at Chelsea yet. So that's why Madueke won't be leaving in January, but he is back in full training, so we could well see him tomorrow, which could be interesting. So yeah, I mean, look, I take away from that for me is that I think they want to sell Madueke. If I'm being honest, I think they've looked at it. Cole Palmer's come in. They believe in Mudryk. Sterling's here. Nkunku's here. Do you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they potentially look at selling Madueke. I'm not saying in January necessarily, because I don't think they'll get an offer that they deem suitable. But certainly in the summer, I think there's a possibility that Madueke could be sold. But look, I'd like to see him given a bit more of an opportunity. But again, he's got to take the opportunity when he gets it, and he needs to keep himself fit, because there's been a massive problem this season. He's just never fit. So let's hope that we can change that, and at least to get given an opportunity, and then try and just make the most of it. That is that's got to be the main thing. Do you think we could go for a left back in January? I don't know. I think more likely than going for a left back in January could be potentially keeping Martin until the end of the season, given the fact that Chilwell and Cucurella are both injured. Although Chilwell should be back in January, maybe they'll see that as enough. Sell Martin. But look, Martin, is available. We could use him, but it's clear that he hasn't really got a long-term future at Chelsea. That much is pretty obvious, I would have to say. Caicedo did play right back for Brighton a few times. Yeah, he did. I want to see Chukwuemeka back. Yeah, it's taken so long. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, Lavia is close to returning, but he's not quite there yet. So yeah, it is an interesting one, isn't it? It is an interesting one, but I don't really know what to make of it. But they haven't got any intention of letting Madueke leave on loan. So I guess that could be considered a good thing, but it could also be looked at as, yeah, do you know what? we're probably going to sell him. If I had to take a punt right now, I would probably say, if I had to have a bet, if I had to say right now, the Madueke would be at Chelsea next season, at the start of next season, I would probably say no, he won't be. That's my opinion. I actually don't think he will be at Chelsea this time next season, sorry, at the start of next season, which would be a shame because I think he's got ability. I like him as a player, but yeah, it just seems that he's not really made the most of his opportunity. He's not been given a lot of opportunities, but he just doesn't keep himself fit, which is not helpful when you're trying to force your way into the side. If we sell Conor, we could probably sue the club for being arseholes and nothing else. Can't be. Yeah. No, bro, I absolutely hear it. But Madueke not leaving on loan, but there's a possibility that he absolutely could be sold. I'm not saying January, but certainly in the summer. I think there's definitely a chance that he could be sold. Yes, big up my guy. If we sell Madueke, it's pure embarrassment. This is what people don't realise. Half the players we bought will end up like him. Yeah, no, for sure. I already know that Datri Fofana is not good enough for Chelsea, yet we still bought him. He's gone out on loan to Union Berlin. They're not happy with his level of performance. He clearly isn't good enough for Chelsea. We've signed him. Maybe we might get a profit for him, but Datri Fofana is not going to play regular football for Chelsea. He just isn't. Washington's pretty young, so I've got no idea. But yeah, a lot of these guys that we sign, guys, your Casadets, maybe even your Andre Santoses, I'm not sure if these guys are really going to be good enough to play for Chelsea. That's the reality of the situation we're in right now. Martson, Chalobah, Madueke should go in the summer, if not January. Chalobah will certainly go in January. Martson, I'm about 80% certain he will. The only chance of them keeping him is maybe as a left-back backup because of Chilwell and Cucurella's fitness, but I think he'll go as well. And then it just depends what they do with Gallagher. For some reason, Noni has stopped taking defenders one-on-one. I don't know what's going on with him. But look, he hasn't had that many opportunities. He's not playing, amazingly well. But at the same time, I like him. I think there's ability there, but he just needs to make it. Yeah, thoughts on Kendry Paez? It looks sensational. I mean, he's only 16 years old. He's a full Ecuador international. He's playing really well for his team out in Ecuador that I've forgotten the name of now. Universidad something. What a player he looks. But again, a lot can change in 2 years. A lot can change in that time. But yeah, look, he looks a phenomenal prospect, Kendry Paez, and he will be at Stamford Bridge tomorrow. If I spot him, guys, as a chance in the posh seats, I could spot him. I have to make sure I don't get done for being a nonce because it could be going over to ask a 16-year-old kid for a photo, which is a bit of an odd dynamic. I'm not really sure if I can do that, but yeah, if I Independiente de Valle, that's the one. Yeah. If I happen to see him tomorrow, I'll try and get the picture. But yeah, I'll see what I can do, guys, if I do happen to spot him. But I think he looks a phenomenal player. Independiente de Valle. I hope I've pronounced that correctly. De Valle. Put a little bit of Spanish lingo on that. Paez. I don't really know. Probably Madueke was decent at PSV, by the way, guys. He wasn't bad at all. But yeah, let's wait and see. Let's wait and see what happens on that front with him, with Madueke. But look, it's not looking great. He will get opportunities, but he has to take the most of them. And if he doesn't, he will get moved on. He will get moved on. Yeah, Enzo will start. I personally would start Enzo, and I'm pretty sure that Enzo will also start tomorrow. Same hype as for Madrid player for Endrick. Yeah, Endrick again. Endrick's a bit older though, I think, than Paez. He's probably playing at a little bit of a different. He's probably playing at a slightly better level. I'd say the Brazilian league is probably at a better level than the Ecuadorian league. Is he playing Ecuadorian league? I think he is playing Ecuadorian league. Independiente de Valle. That sounds like an Ecuadorian side. But he's obviously a full international, which Endrick isn't right now. Unless I know Endrick got called up to a Brazil squad, but I just don't know if he made his debut or not. When was the last time? I hope, as an Everton fan, we signed Gallagher, but the owners won't give us a penny to spend. Yeah, I mean, Everton probably got a few financial issues, probably can't really spend an awful lot of money in January. But you know what? You just never know, guys. You never know. You never know. Noni can do well at another team. Look, I don't want to. I'm hesitant to say that he's not Chelsea level. I don't agree with that. He just needs more opportunities. And do you know what? Maybe those opportunities won't come at Chelsea and he'll go and be a good player somewhere else. There's every chance that does possibly happen. Since Andre Santos is the same profile as Gallagher, they want to get pure profit from Gallagher. But look, Santos hasn't barely kicked a ball for Nottingham Forest. Santos is not ready to be in the Chelsea squad next season and play minutes. That much for me is clear and is clear and obvious. Madueke is class for the under 21. He's too good for that under 21s level. He's too good for that 21s level. But yeah, it's the step up to the senior football. It's not quite there yet for him. It's not quite there yet. Nah, brother, we need to be winning this game tomorrow. There's no time to be resting people. We need to win this game tomorrow. By the way, people, 65 in the building. Big up to every single one of you. Keep smashing that like button. We're on 53 likes. Let's try and get this up to 70 likes, guys. Let's try and get this to 70 likes. Keep smashing that like button. Run it up, run it up. Dearish Devil, big up, my guy. Always generous with the donations. Hope you're well, bro. Hope you're well. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you. Maybe if he hits the gym, yeah, maybe. You know, Gallagher would fit. Yeah, he would do well there. I mean, Lampard tried to take him there, I think, when he was manager at Everton, but Gallagher didn't want to go. Oh, Everton offered money for Gallagher as well, but he didn't want to go to a relegation battle. We do need this Carabao Cup. Let's go. But yeah, guys, that's kind of the latest on Noni Madueke. So let's get rid of that. Right, let's move more onto the game itself tomorrow, people. And just wanted to talk about, someone asked about the Lewis Hall thing earlier on. Let's just go into that in a bit more detail. So Lewis Hall is eligible to play against Chelsea in the Carabao Cup. Nothing Chelsea could do to block him since tournament rules different to the Premier League, but they did give written permission. There is almost no chance Lewis Hall won't join Newcastle this summer. Newcastle say the clause is performance-related, not appearance-based. And by performance-related, I think referring to Felix Johnson seems to know quite a lot about this. I'll just read it now. By performance-related, it means Lewis Hall's obligation to buy has no clause for appearances. There is only one clause in the contract, and it is related to where Newcastle finish in the league, of which there is no concern that they will finish above this position. Newcastle would have to finish lower than Chelsea did last season for the loan move not to be made permanent. So Newcastle would have to finish below 12th for Lewis Hall not to sign on a permanent basis. So it's got nothing to do with appearances. Chelsea are going to let him play. I don't even, I'll be honest, Newcastle don't really even seem to be using him that much. So yeah, you know, it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. They don't seem to be using him that much. So yeah, I don't think he'll play. But that is why, basically, you know, they gave written permission, but that they could do very little. They could do nothing they could do to block him since tournament rules are different to the Premier League. But we gave written permission anyway. And Lewis Hall will become a Newcastle player as long as Newcastle finish above 12th this season. And that is surely not going to be an issue whatsoever for them. Yeah, we absolutely can. But I think we need to use him in this festive period. We've got Wolves on the 24th, Palace on the 27th, Luton away on the 30th, and then the FA Cup. There's certainly a lot of options to use players to rotate, and we are going to absolutely need to do that. But that is why Lewis Hall is available to play for Newcastle tomorrow if Eddie Howe decides that he wishes to use him. But yeah, let's move away from that and let's talk about that man, Christopher Nkunku, unused sub on the bench on the weekend. But Pochettino has been saying, trying to what I've been saying, what a lot of Chelsea fans have been saying. The gaffer has been saying it's there in a pre-match presser. My worry is to put too much pressure on him and to say now he has arrived. The guy is going to make us win every single game and change everything. He now needs time to recover his feeling. Hope that starts tomorrow. Maybe play and score 3 goals. He needs to find himself, find the competition, and then adapt in a team that was competing without him in the last 4 or 5 months. We need to be careful. He has not made his debut in the Premier League and how difficult the Premier League is for players outside of England. So look, Pochettino is saying that maybe, again, in a separate quote, he was saying that maybe he can play 20 minutes or so tomorrow, which would be a good thing. I think tomorrow he will make his debut. They didn't see the need to take the risk with us being 2-0 up at the weekend, give him a little bit more time to get himself a bit more ready. I'd be shocked if he was an unused sub again. I just don't think that is going to be the case. So yeah, that would be that for me. I think the expectation is really important. It's really important because this guy's not even kicked a ball for us yet. And the way that some Chelsea fans are going on, it's like he's the savior, the next coming of Messi. And as soon as he sets foot on a football pitch in a Chelsea shirt, everything's going to be amazing, and our whole season is going to transform. That's not how this works. That is not how this works, unfortunately. So yeah, it's good that Poch is curbing expectations. We need to, as a fan base, curb our expectations as well and accept that, this guy will make a difference for us, but it's going to take him a month or so to get fully up to speed. We're going to ease him back in, similar way that we eased Reece James back in. I don't think Nkunku will be starting a game, personally, for me. Absolute earliest, maybe he starts away at Luton. But more likely for me, I think his first start could be the FA Cup against Preston. That is what I think is going to be a potential possibility for his first start. But it's important, Nkunku's fit. Let's keep expectations down. We're still waiting for Lavia. Hopefully not too much longer. Maybe he makes a squad at the weekend. Maybe not. We wait and see. But yeah, it's exciting nonetheless, people. It is exciting nonetheless anyway. And I'm going to be excited to see him tomorrow. But yeah, it's one of those people, isn't it? Just curb the expectations, gradually ease him back in. He will make a difference to this team. I'm certain of that. Yeah, we need that balloon celebration is going to hit differently. We need to see it. And we will see it soon. Let's just be patient. We've waited 4 months or whatever it is. I'm sure we can wait just that little bit longer. So yeah, anyway, let's move away from Nkunku situation. And let's talk about the Carabao Cup in general. And you know what, guys? This for me is really important because this is one of those where you're like, yeah, do you know what? People look at it and it gets disrespected. Oh, it's not a proper cup and all that. We haven't won a domestic trophy since 2018 FA Cup final under Antonio Conte against Man United. We've lost the last 3 FA Cup finals in a row. I think we've lost our last 5 or 6 Wembley finals. We need a domestic trophy. Pochettino looking for his first trophy as a manager in England. First trophy under this new ownership. First trophy for this group of players. It breeds that confidence. It breeds that winning mentality, and it can really push you on for a strong second half of the season. Plus, there's also the situation where it does get you a place in Europe. I think it gets you a place in the Conference League, and there's no guarantee that we're going to actually make any European football through our league position. So this is serious. And you know what? The draw is opening up a little bit for us as well in terms of if we were to get through tomorrow, then Um, depending on what happens with Liverpool and West Ham, you're in a potential situation where if West Ham can do us a favour and knock Liverpool out, you could be in a situation where you're left with Chelsea, West Ham, Everton, and Middlesbrough most likely. So we've got Chelsea, Newcastle, Liverpool, West Ham, Everton, Fulham, and Middlesbrough versus Port Vale. You're in a situation where we could be in a last four: Chelsea, West Ham, Middlesbrough, and Everton if Liverpool go out. And then you're suddenly thinking, that opens right up for you. Like, this is a massive, massive opportunity to win a trophy. And just because it's the Carabao Cup, it shouldn't be frowned upon. It should be treated with respect. And do you know what? I'm here for it, guys. I am here for it. I think this is a really important trophy. This is a really important trophy. Big up to Geordie. Always show support to the channel. Big up, my guy. I fancy us to seek revenge on you boys tomorrow. I just got a feeling your away form's not great. Don't know what sort of a side you're going to put out. I just think at home, I fancy us a lot more than if we were at St James's. I'd probably be giving us almost no chance at St James's, but at the Bridge, I think I take it. I fancy us a little bit more, but it's going to be interesting. We've got to take this trophy seriously. This is an important trophy for us. This is one of only two things we can win this season. You have to take it seriously. It's as simple as that, people. You must take it seriously. We absolutely have to. In terms of kind of news for the game itself, there's not an awful lot of news. Petrovic will continue to play. And just on Petrovic, by the way, Nizar Kinsella reporting, we didn't know what to expect from Petrovic. We still don't know an awful lot about him. But Nizar Kinsella said that Chelsea believe Petrovic is capable of rising to the task after they signed him as genuine competition to Sanchez in the summer. Now, look, I've seen one game of him where he had nothing to do against Sheffield United and 5 minutes against Everton, which you can't really take anything for. So yeah, it's certainly an interesting one. There's going to be tougher tests for him. I think tomorrow night will certainly be a step up in terms of test compared to what we saw against Sheffield United. But look, this kid's 24. The club have signed him for a reason. They obviously see him as a prospect, but also someone that is ready to come in and perform now. He's going to have, quite a few games because Sanchez is going to be out for a few weeks. They're still waiting to get a rehabilitation plan together for Sanchez, which doesn't really make an awful lot of sense to me why that hasn't already been done. But yeah, it is what it is. I think he's going to play the rest of the games this year for sure. Well, yeah, I think so. Real Madrid are not renewing Modric still. No, we're not going to sign Luka Modric in January. The guy's 38. Look, he's a phenomenal player, but yeah, it's not what Chelsea are looking to do at this point in time. But look, Petrovic is going to be an interesting one. I don't really know. Still don't know enough about him. Need to see more. Need to see what could possibly happen. So let's wait and see, guys. Let's wait and see. But yeah, I'm excited, people. I am excited to see more of Petrovic. And look, could this guy legitimately be a contender for the #1 jersey? If he does really well, what happens then? If he does really well in these games, is he just straight out and Sanchez is back in, or has Sanchez got to win the shirt back? It's got potential for a really interesting dynamic, in terms of the goalkeeping position, because Petrovic has got an opportunity now to really push on and possibly make this jersey his own. But let's wait and see what happens with that one there. Yeah. I'll be at Molineux Christmas Eve. I will be there. Look forward to it. Look forward to it as always. What else have we got going on in the chat? What about FA Cup? We could win that. It's a lot hard. It's a lot harder. It's a lot harder to do. But look, let's wait and see, people. Let's wait and see. But yeah, look, enough about Petrovic. Let's dive into my lineup for tomorrow. This is the team that I would like to see, not the team I think the manager is going to pick, the team that I would like to see. I think we'll stick with that 4-2-3-1 formation. It's a pretty quick turnaround from Saturday to Tuesday. Not much time at all, a couple of days. Oh yeah, the Reece. That's what I was going to do. The Reece James surgery. Let me just quickly, before I do the team, guys. Let me just quickly get back into the Reece James thing because Pochettino spoke on that today. There was a quick update on it. Nothing major at all. Poch was saying on the Reece James surgery for Reece James, we still don't know. In the next few days, we will see and know the possibilities and the options. So, yeah, still too early to know. We don't know. Today is Monday. We need time to see. In the next few days, we will see and know the possibilities. So hopefully this week we'll find out whether Reece James will need surgery or not. That is the update on Reece James. Yeah, bad record there. I think I've been to Molineux twice, and 0-0 in the COVID, like when games are getting cancelled left, right, and centre for COVID. And then I went last season, Lampard's first game back, and we were fucking awful, and we lost 1-0. We were absolute horror. But yeah, guys, keep running the likes up, by the way. 63 likes. Let's get this to 70 now. Let's get this to 70. Keep smashing that like button, people. We can run this up to 70 likes easy. No problem at all. But yeah, anyway, let's dive into the team. This is my team, not the team I think the gaffer is going to pick. We've still got about 10 or 12 players missing, but that's pretty standard. It's par for the course these days. So we were just speaking about him, Petrovic in goal. Expect to see more of the same, really. I think he'll have a bit more to do. Maybe we'll find out a bit more about his shot-stopping ability. It'll be interesting to see whether Newcastle press him when he's on the ball, whether they press us from the front in terms of, putting pressure on the defenders when they're on the ball. Because Sheffield United didn't do that at all. We had a lot of time on the ball at the back. The keeper had a lot of time on the ball, and that certainly made things a lot easier. So I think this will be tougher again. Better players, your Isaacs, your Gordons, your Almirons, etc. Petrovic will probably have more to do for sure, but I also feel that, he's up to the task, and this is another opportunity to prove himself. Another opportunity to prove himself 100%. So I've got faith in him. Let's see how he does. Now, in terms of right back, we still don't know if Gusto's fit to start this game. I'm not sure if he is, purely based on the fact that he literally came on in stoppage time against Sheffield United and played 2 or 3 minutes, and I don't even know if he ended up touching the ball. So yeah, that's going to be. I'd be surprised if he started. I'll be honest, guys. I don't think Gusto starts. I just think it's going to be the exact same back four again. That's what I think it is, and that's what it would be. Look, a Disasi right back / Gusto, obviously, if he's fit to start, but we don't know that because journalists in the press conference just asking shit questions. Do you know what I mean? The same partnership that we had at the weekend, Silva and Badiashile. Because we kept a clean sheet, right? Our first team clean sheet in a long time. For me, there's no reason to change the back line necessarily. That would be my view on it. I mean, look, you could argue for Ian Martson, but I just don't think we're going to see that. I just don't think we're going to see that. Let's hope so, mate. I mean, I'll take it in any minute, but yeah, let's hope that is the case. Look, to be fair, look, I'd like Ian Martson to start for sure. And you know what? I did say that I don't want to see more of Colwell at left back. I am going to go Martson. For me personally, I want to see Martson, not because I don't think Levi Colwell is good, but he's not a left back, and this is going to be a lot trickier, a lot trickier. But of course, if he's not fit, then if Gusto's fit, then does the Sassy get dropped completely? Does Silva get rested out? I would play Silva and then maybe decide against Wolves on Christmas Eve whether that's right to use him. But that's what I would go with: Martson, Badia, Shield, Silva, and then depending on whether Gusto's fit to start, it'll be him at right back. If not, it will be the Sassy. I actually don't think Jackson's that bad. I mean, I don't think Broja's amazing. Jackson's not amazing, but he's doing a lot better than people, certainly than people give him credit for. He really is. I've got absolutely no idea because no one's asking in the press conference what's happened to Carney. He was meant to be out for a month or 6 weeks tops when he got injured against West Ham back in August. He suffered a setback and he's not been seen since. Now, this guy's been out since August and it's almost Christmas and no one's saying what's happened to him. So, yeah, for me, it's really not making an awful lot of sense. I mean, it's making next to no sense at all if I'm being perfectly honest here. Especially with the current mud we are in, I wouldn't be turning my nose up at any silverware. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Almiron and Petrovic, both MLS players. I mean, look, that's what I go with. Backline, midfield, I think it's clear that Enzo Fernandez will play. I'd go Enzo. And look, I'd be reluctant to rotate Caicedo out after probably his best game in a Chelsea shirt. So I'd go with him and Caicedo in the middle like that. And I'll be honest, I don't think I would like Mudryk to start, but I don't think he will. If I'm going on what Pochettino picks, it'll be Gallagher, Palmer, Sterling there. But for me, and I know people might not like this, but I want Mudryk to keep playing because I think what he offers is good for us. And our attack, when he goes off, does seem to drop off for some reason. I don't know why, but when he doesn't play or when he comes off, the attack doesn't seem to be as effective for some reason. I don't know why that is. I don't know what it is about Mudryk, but the attack doesn't seem to be anywhere near as effective when he doesn't play. So, yeah, I'm unsure on the current situation, people. I am unsure. So, but for me, I like Sterling. I think he's a good player. But it's not for me. Sterling starting tomorrow. It's just not for me. I know he's good and he gives you experience and all that. But I'm going Palmer. I would play Gallagher as yeah, I would play Conor Gallagher in this game. And then I'd go Mudryk on the left. And I would continue with Nicholas Jackson up front. Because for me, Broja didn't do anything against Everton. And then when he came on against Sheffield United, he missed an open goal. And he didn't really look that threatening either. So I just you would say, oh, maybe we should be starting Broja because it's the cup, but we need to win this game. We need to win this game. Simple as that. So I don't see how we can we can be sort of giving Broja a start in this match because I just don't think right now he's ready. He's ready for it. But look, that's the team that I would go with: Mudryk, Gallagher, Palmer, Jackson, Caicedo, and Enzo, Martson, Badia, Shield, Silva, and then Gusto if he's fit, if not Disasi, and Petrovic in goal. I think we all know that Raheem Sterling will start instead of Mykhailo Mudryk, and we all know that Levi Colwell will play instead of Ian Martson. But I don't want to see Colwell at left back because I think against the better teams, you get found out. So yeah, it's that one is not for me. But yeah, guys, 4 likes away from 70 likes. Come on, people, keep running it up. It is greatly appreciated. Make sure you are doing your thing, guys. Make sure you're doing your thing. Run those likes up to 70. There's 57 in the building still. No excuse not to be hitting a minimum of 70 likes. So let's get a move on, guys. Let's smash that like button. Hit the subscribe button as well if you are new around here. It is greatly appreciated. There is also a possibility of penalty kicks tomorrow. Guys, if it goes to penalties, let me know in the chat. Who do you think the 5 takers will be? Obviously, it's going to be dependent on who's on the pitch, but what do you reckon the 5 takers are? I think we're looking at Cole Palmer. I think we're looking at Enzo Fernandez. We're looking at Raheem Sterling. We're looking at Nicholas Jackson. And we're probably looking at maybe Conor Gallagher as well. Could be maybe Mudryk. I don't fancy any of the defenders, particularly in taking a penalty. That doesn't really strike me with an awful lot of confidence at all. Amy, you want the Disasi, Chilwell, Thiago, and Gilchrist to take penalties. I mean, I don't even think half of them are going to be on the pitch. Of course, forgotten Nkunku for sure, if he's available. If he's on the pitch at the time of the penalties, which you probably would expect him to be if it does get there. No extra time, guys, in the Carabao Cup either. No extra time at all. So it will at 90 minutes. If it's level, it will go straight to penalties. We've obviously entered a competition at round 2 this year. So we beat Wimbledon 2-1. We then beat Brighton 1-0 in the 3rd round. And then we beat Blackburn 2-0 in the 4th round. So we've now got Newcastle in round 5 or the quarter final stage. Probably it's our toughest match so far in the competition, but every tie's been at home, which is a good thing because it means they don't have to travel far. It's been like that for a while. It's been like that in a while. No extra time anymore in the League Cup. It's just too much football, isn't it? You know, we're already the only team that's got only country that's got 2 domestic cups. You don't need extra time in it as well. So yeah, let's wait and see, guys. Let's wait and see on that front. Let's wait and see on that front, people. When are we going to play well for the full 90? Any extra 10 minutes that the referees add on these days? Look, again, I think a complete performance for 90 minutes will come at some point. But for me, as long as we're getting the results and as long as we're winning matches, I'm not that asked whether we play well for 10 minutes or we play well for 90 minutes. You know, yes, you want a complete performance and the results to go with it. But football's a results-based business. Yes, you want both together. But ultimately, right now, where we are at this stage of the season, where we are at this stage of the project, etc., we need that. You know, we just need to win. So yeah, that's the team that I'd go. You could argue Jackson or Broja, but for me, Jackson's in better form. And then, you know, Sterling will start over Mudryk. Palmer and Gallagher are almost dead certs, along with Caicedo and Enzo. And most of the back line pretty much picks itself as well. So there's not really an awful lot of difference at this point in time. Not an awful lot of difference at all between my lineup that I'd like to see and probably what we're going to end up seeing anyway. But this is a huge game for Mauricio Pochettino, a huge game. And, you know, if we can get out of this game with a win, 2 wins on the spin, you know, it just gives us a bit more confidence going into that tricky game on Christmas Eve. You know, it really does. It really does do that. No, I don't think he would at all. Nkunku will either go and play as a 9 or he'll go and play on the left wing, which he played in pre-season, or he'll play just off the striker in that number 10 role. I don't think there'll be any need to change any systems or anything like that. That for me simply won't be required. In my opinion, does it mean that he won't do it? No, I mean he might well do. But look, for me personally, I don't see the need to change anything like that. So yeah, let's see what he ends up doing. But I certainly don't see the need for any formation to change when Nkunku comes on. That much for me is absolutely clear. So yeah, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. But yeah, obviously, hopefully he does. Hopefully he does play. But yeah, I don't see it. Partly, I mean, I think the Palmer false nine thing, like, it worked well against Arsenal, and we haven't really seen it again since then. I think that was very much game specific. I don't think we see that necessarily tomorrow. Guys, 3 likes from 70 likes. Come on, people. Run it up. 3 likes from 70. There's 63 in the building. There is 100% 3 people that haven't smashed that like button. Let's get this to 70 likes. Yes, big up my guy. Match reaction will drop after the Newcastle game. I'll film it. Probably I'll film it outside the ground, or I'll film it inside the stadium at full time. I'll do a quick match reaction, but match reaction will be uploaded tomorrow after the game. Yes, big up my guy. 1 year ago today, Argentina won the World Cup. Yep, they did. It was a year ago today. Was the World Cup final, 18th of December. I think Jackson is playing out of position. Same as no, I don't think he is. You know, Jackson, for me, you know, he did start as a bit of a wide player, but yeah, I don't really. I think he did well in that. I wouldn't say tearing it up. He scored 4 goals. You know, it's not exactly tearing it up in my opinion. But you know, he's on a good run at the moment. Sure. Yeah, it was kind of mad. You know, 3 games of football a day on. No Chelsea playing in December. Didn't have to worry about horrendous December form and all that sort of thing. So yeah, you know, it's mad that was already a year ago. Crazy. Time goes so quickly. Time goes so quickly, doesn't it? Yeah, it is crazy. It is crazy how quickly time goes. But yeah, good times that was. But right now we're in a different time. We've got 3 more games left this month. Newcastle, Wolves. We've got 4 games left. Newcastle, Wolves, Palace, and Luton. All games that are absolutely winnable. Thoughts on Petrovic? I think he's decent. Not really had too much to go off, so it's quite hard to tell. But he looks competent. He absolutely looks competent for sure. And he could, you know, he's got an opportunity to like really stamp his mark on this goalkeeping position and give the manager a difficult decision to make when Sanchez gets fit again. That's all you can do as a number 2 goalkeeper or as any player. When you get a chance, make the most of it. And you know, let's hope that he does that. I hope he does that. I think he's more than capable of doing that 100%. I don't think Poch will start Martin. No, I know he won't, but that's what I'd like to see. Yep, Newcastle got goals in them for sure, but their away form, as said here, is poor. Newcastle's away form is not great. They're nowhere near the team they are at St James's Park. They'll travel well. The fans will travel in numbers. But yeah, let's kind of wait and see what happens on that front. But in terms of a score prediction, what am I thinking to round this one out, guys? Score prediction for tomorrow. I think we're going to nick it 2-1. I'll go for a narrow 2-1 win, but I also feel that penalty shootout definitely can't be ruled out of the equation. I could certainly see that happening as well. So I'm going to go 2-1 for me, but I wouldn't be surprised if it went to penalties. I think we've got enough to see off this Newcastle side just based on their away form, based on the amount of players they've got out, how many more games than us they've played recently. I think we're just going to shave it 2-1 and we're going to book our place in the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup. That is my prediction. But again, you just never know what's going to happen with Chelsea. You never know what this side are capable of doing. But you know, let's hope we can push on from that win against them against Sheffield United on Saturday. We need Cole Palmer to deliver again. He seems to be the main hope for Chelsea at the moment. Or Newcastle will play as strong a team as they can, I'd imagine. But yeah, look, I think we're capable of beating them. I do believe that we're capable of beating them. And you know what? Let's wait and see what happens on that front. I'll go for a 2-1 Chelsea win. Guys, I'm going to round this one out here. Thank you so much for everyone that's tuned in. Thanks to people that sent in super chats. Thank you for all your support. As always, people, it is massively, massively appreciated. You guys know that. I'll be back tomorrow. As I said, match reaction dropping after the game. There'll be no vlog because I'm sitting in the posh seats and you can't do that sort of stuff. So there'll be no vlog tomorrow, but there will be an instant match reaction dropping after the game. And then obviously we'll be live tomorrow night with a more in-depth match reaction to the game. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. Let's hope we can make it to the semi-finals tomorrow. Big yourselves up. Make sure you smash the likes on the way out. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. And I will be back tomorrow. So, guys, enjoy the rest of your evening. Take care. Up the Chelsea and peace out, people.